Amazing. Thanks. Thank you. Wow. I wish I'd filmed it.
First, standing ovation. Thank you, Carla. I appreciate that. Welcome to Codegarden 2023. We've been looking forward to see you. It's been a year. We have more than 1,300 attendees here in Odense and online, and that makes it not only the biggest Umbraco event this year, but also the biggest Codegarden ever. Yeah. Together, let's make it the best Codegarden ever. And I will do my bit by leaving the stage shortly, handing the microphone over to people who know what they're talking about. With me, I have Emma, Director of Developer Relations, talking all things about community, and Filip, our CTO, talking all things products and services. And without further ado, Emma.
Thank you.
Take it away.
For the introduction, Kim. Good morning. So, that's my name, Emma. Thank you for the lovely welcome to the stage. I really wish I'd filmed it as I came up. Never had a standing ovation before, so I'll take that. I am Director of Developer Relations here at Umbraco, and I have the enviable task of talking to you about the year gone by in community and the year coming up. So I thought I'd start with a few highlights. Now, there will be things missing from this section, I can guarantee. There'll be things that have happened that we don't have time to talk about, and things that are going to happen that you get to tell us about. But one thing I would love is Carla did a great job of keeping up the energy in the room. If you see your name, I'd like a whoop. If you see your friend's name, I'd like a whoop. So if you see anything, I'd like a whoop, basically. If there's no whoops, we'll start again, and Filip will be cross because I'll eat into his time. So my first highlights have to be these three things. Any whoops in the room? Any whoops? Okay, so we saw a whole host of activities that came directly from our community this year, as we see every year. These are three that I've picked out because they are nothing to do with me, although I am in one of these pictures just at the side. Nothing to do with me. This is what our incredible community organizes entirely on their own. So we have Code Cabin over here. Please apply. It's an incredible retreat where developers get together, they hack, they code, they play, they make friends. I have been many times. I cannot recommend it more. We had the Umbraco Community Day over here, which welcomed many people from all over the world to talk about Umbraco, other things related to tech, essential skills, all sorts of things. We didn't even see this one coming. It was that community organized. And then we also had Umbrad, the Umbraco Accessibility Day, timed for the Global Accessibility Day, which looked at all things accessibility in Umbraco. Now, not to single anybody out for praise, but something exciting happened just this week that we wanted to recognize. Can this man please stand up? Bjarne passed his 500th pull request to the... Woo! He's here somewhere. I saw him. Yeah. 500. Now, I've worked it out, it's about one a week for the last decade. He's been contributing for a decade. He did ask me last night how many have been merged. No idea, doesn't matter. That's commitment. So no community keynote would be complete without talking about meetups. We have Umbraco meetups all over the world, and we even have them virtually. There is no reason not to get to a meetup. Can I have some whoops for these people? Meetups are free, they're incredible, they're supported by HQ and they're community organized. People get together and they talk about tech, they talk about essential skills, they talk about life as an Umbracian, which is a collective noun for people who do Umbraco, by the way. Umbracian, some people will say Umbrasian, they're wrong. And we even have online meetups. This is the brand new US-based meetup that's in a US-friendly time zone. Now, if you can't get to a meetup in person or online, don't worry, because sometimes we scout out the speakers from meetups And some of them will be speaking here today. So we have Sean Thorne and Matt Sutherland, if you want to see them, talk about decomposing a monolith one API at a time, then please check them out. So you can find your meetup. Go to meetup.com. In a moment, I'm going to show you some QR codes where you can find all this information centrally, because I need to talk fast and I've got a limited amount of time and I've got too many slides. So check out our meetups. My way into this community was via the Umbraco London meetup. Can I get a whoop? Where I gave my first, well, I went to my first meetup, gave my first talk, and now here I am. So it can end like this, just as a disclaimer. Festivals happen too, and festivals are incredible because they're community-organized conferences. Again, we support them, but we do not run them. This is all you. We have festivals all over the world. We have, two of these are from the UK. Can I get a whoop? And we have a Denmark one and a Netherlands one. I mean, this is just scraping the surface. So we have many, many events. Get to some of these. Incredible talks happen, but if you can't get to one and you miss one, and don't worry, because we scout festivals for speakers as well. No, come on. Sometimes this works. Do it the old-fashioned way. Boom, pressing buttons. So you can see Danny and Molly talk later today. Can I get a whoop for them? Thank you. Now, what else have you been up to? You've seen the slide, so you kind of know. But here we go. Everything. We do so much in this community. We write, we talk, we have Lego representations of real-life events. Some of you will be in this picture. I can see Andrew Hopkins right there at the front. But a massive thanks to Owen Williams for this. Lottie Pitcher organised packages question time. Anybody based in the UK knows about question time. We get together and we ask experts, I mean, real experts in this, UK question time, no comment. And we have experts who are there ready to answer questions if you're interested in package development. Scrift, if you write for Scrift, you are a published author. They are always looking for contributors, so speak to the Scrift team. They are here, they will wave and they will whoop. There we go. And then Umbra Coffee, which I have pronounced Umbraco today, and I enjoyed that, so I'm going to normalize it. Umbraco, which you can see later today. Here. It won't have Philip in, necessarily. It will have Callum. It will also have a March in. But it's not just that. We play Wordle together in the Discord server. I watch and see what everybody gets, but I never add. We have the 24 days in Umbraco, which happens for 24 days in the build-up to Christmas every single year. I bookmark those articles. I come back to technical content sometimes years later. It's incredible. And then we have this incredible podcast called Candid Contributions. Can I get a whoop from the... Thank you. And if you want to see them, yeah, that is me. You can see us later today. I was going to say tomorrow, but imagine that. But that's not it. What we really want to do is grow the community. Why wouldn't we want to keep the door open? The reason that I am here is because somebody held the door open for me. I have never met a really engaged community member that wants to keep us small. We grow and we grow. So how are we going to do that? Well, this is what we've always been doing, and I like this phrase because it rhymes. Each one, teach one. Every time we meet somebody new to the community, we're very, very good at giving them a warm welcome. Warm welcomes is what we do, but we keep the door open, and we make sure that whatever they need, we can point them in the right direction. And we want to see more of that. And we want to make it easier for you to do that. So we've begun by revamping the MVP program, the most valuable people in our community. I had serious concerns that we were only talking to people we knew. We can't only talk to people that we know here. And so we opened up the possibility of people telling us what they were doing. We had a record number of submissions. I'm exhausted. We had a record number of brand new MVPs who we welcomed to the stage a bit later today. And we had a record number of returnees to the program. So if you're interested in being an Umbraco MVP, or if you know somebody who should be an Umbraco MVP, please talk to us. We cannot wait to meet you. And it's not just that we want to celebrate you, we learn from you. Our MVPs told us all kinds of things in their application forms, things we did not know they were doing, things we didn't know they wanted to do. And from it, we got an idea. And that's going to be the Champions Initiative. Now, it sounds very celebratory, very cool, very strong, but it's actually something that you already do. So, yay me, I get to tell you about what you're doing and then give it its own QR code. So as of today, the page will have gone live. You now have an opportunity to tell us what you want to do to open the door for more contributors, for a bigger community, and we will support you. We can support you financially, to a point, and we can support you with resources. So please just tell us your incredible ideas. We are looking for champions. You are already doing the work. We just need to name it. So no keynote would be complete without a celebration of our community teams. Can I get a whoop for the community teams? Okay, in a moment, I'm going to press a button and a video will play. It will play, it will play, it definitely will play. And when you see yourself, if you are not feeling too overwhelmed already, I'd love for you to jump out of your seat and I would love for you to wave, and I want you all to look around, and I want you to give a massive round of applause for these community supporters. They come to us and they want to help, and they stay really, really close to HQ. They work together, they collaborate across the world, doing all kinds of different things. I cannot do justice to them all, so see them around the venue, give them a massive high five, and say thank you. Oh, and before we do that, I switched the slides. Before we do that, we want to celebrate a brand new team. We welcome the sustainability team this year. Can I get a whoop for sustainability? No pressure, team, but if you do your job, we can still be here in 10 years. So thank you. So without further ado, yes, it played. Okay, now before I pass the microphone on, I just want to celebrate one more thing. We have said goodbye to 2 fantastic teams, and we've welcomed new people on board. So a massive round of applause for the core collaborators and package team members who have retired, but will remain in the ecosystem, probably still doing what they already did, because that's what we see happens. So a huge round of applause for them. And finally, a massive thank you to all of you. Some of you are here for the first time, and I stand here every year and I tell your stories. I tell stories throughout the year. They pay me basically just to tell your stories. It's quite a sweet gig. Now, we don't want to run out of stories. Some of you will be here for the very first time, and we would love to hear from you. Stay close to us, join our Discord server, and let us know when you introduce yourself all about your first Codegarden, what you thought when you were coming, what you're gonna take away with you. Enjoy the conference, make some friends, and I'll see you in a minute for my favorite part of the day where I get to announce the Umbraco MVPs for 2023. Now, over to you, Philip.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. It is amazing to be back at Codegarden. Codegarden is probably my favorite favorite week of the year, and I look forward to it. Like in 5 days, I'll start looking forward to next year again. This is amazing. There's just amazing people everywhere. Great talks. lots of good discussions, a good drink in the bar. It is just an amazing time, and I can't wait to share it with all of you. This is the time where I get a lot of inputs from people like yourself. So please take this as an open invitation to, when you see me in the bathrooms maybe, but in the bar or on the stage or at lunch, come talk to me, come tell me what you think, come tell me what you like, tell me what you think we should be doing differently. This is an open invitation, so please come and talk to me. And the same thing goes for my leadership team on the development team. Tony, Craig, Kek, Andy, and Bjarke, the 5 of us together, we set the direction for our products and what we do. So these are the 5 people, the 4 and me, that you need to talk to get changes done. So I have so much to cover and so little time, so I'll jump right in and start talking about Umbraco Cloud. Umbraco Cloud is, of course, our service with Umbraco in the cloud, where we try to save you time, make it possible for you to have fun developing, so you don't have to do all the boring and repeating stuff. We do that for you. We take care of it for you. You're always safe. We look after your websites during the night, and on Christmas Eve, we make sure that websites are patched with security updates, and that there's encryption everywhere, and everything is safe. And with our new cloud regions and the CDN that's included in all the plans, you can serve a broad and global audience with your website in cloud, no matter what plan you're on. So I want to show you the team, so give them a clap. It is so exciting to see a growing team with multiple nationalities and a very diverse team. I'm very, very happy about the team. So these are all the people that work on our cloud offering. And of course, they will be wearing the t-shirts, the red signs, name tags. So go talk to them and ask them about their whatever they've been building for cloud. Before we go into a little bit of roadmap talk for cloud, I want to just mention a few of the highlights for cloud since last Codegarden. Starting with new regions, we've made cloud multi-regional, so you can choose where you want your website to be served. So if all your users are in the US, maybe choose a US data center. If for some reason you need to make sure that your data never leaves a specific country like the UK, there's an option for that as well. So you can pick whatever region you want, and your website will stay just there. We've also added dedicated options on all the tiers. So sometimes when you need all that CPU for yourself, or when you need all that compute, you can now choose that all the way from a very affordable starter plan, all the way up to the most beefy machine you can think of in Azure. So this is pretty cool. We've also launched, secret management. So from the cloud portal, now you can handle your encryption keys and your API keys and all of the stuff that you don't want to put into your source code. You can handle that directly from the cloud portal now. We've also added multi-factor authentication to Umbraco ID that gives you the single sign-on in Umbraco Cloud. So for those bigger enterprises, or for just people who want to stay safe, you can require a second factor to log in, that you need to log in, or that you need to present when you're logging in. And as an admin, you can even enforce that your users need to have a certain method of logging in. We've added scheduled content transfers, so when you're transferring content from one environment to the next, now you can pick when it happens, so you don't have to get up in the middle of the night on a specific day to actually make the transfer happen. Really, really cool. We've also made deploy, the engine that is behind the transfer here, a lot faster since last year. And talking about speed, we've added a new dashboard to the cloud portal that's all about performance and availability, where you can follow along and see how much CPU and memory you're using, how many requests are actually failing, and what to do with them. So a lot of good stuff has happened, and I'm really proud of the team and all they've managed to roll out in the last year. I was talking to Frans the other day, and it's just really cool to see that, with the offering that we have in cloud, even with the most demanding clients they can still just focus on doing what they do best, build a great digital experience, build a website, and let Umbraco Cloud take care of all of that. So we're really happy about the reception of cloud, and we're really happy to see that the uptake of cloud is rising. So let me talk to you a little bit about the roadmap. So I've chosen to present it as a weird line, just to say, don't necessarily think of this as a progression, so one after the other. We might take them in a different order, but hear what I have to say. The first one is bring your own identity provider. For that enterprise segment, this is a request that we get a lot, that maybe you already have an Azure AD set up or something else that you want to use as a login provider, and we want to bring that to cloud so we can support all that for our customers. Next, we'll be working on flexible environments, so you can have, when that linear approach that we have to environments in cloud today, when you want to break out of that, we want to give you the opportunity to have like feature branching environments or QA environments or something like that. We want to give you the flexibility to do environments like you want to. Yeah. We want to be able to put you in control of when upgrades happen. So today, upgrades typically roll out on a Tuesday morning, but maybe that doesn't fit whatever campaign you're doing or something like that. So we want to give you options in the cloud portal to say on what time frame you want updates to go out. And last but not least, we want to bring load balancing to cloud. So this is one of the places where we think that our deep knowledge about Umbraco and the fact that we own the hosting platform can really marry together and make a great offering for you. I know from the agency experience for myself that load balancing Umbraco is kind of hard. It's possible, but it takes a lot of time. We want to take that time out of the equation, so it's really easy for you. You just click however many environments or however many servers you want, and we will automatically take care of all of that. So this is one of the features that I'm really, really excited about, and that I can't wait to bring to you. So this is the headlines for the roadmap for cloud. But there's one more thing, and that's actually the first thing, because this is actually something that we've started working on already. So we are bringing custom CI/CD integrations to cloud. So sometimes you want to do more in your CI/CD pipeline than cloud allows you to. Maybe you want to build your front-end assets. Maybe you want to run your tests. Maybe you even want to host the Git repository somewhere else. And we want to make all of that possible for you. So to tell you a little bit more about this, to show a quick demo, please welcome to the stage my colleague, Dan Lister. Go for it. Just push it.
Hello, everyone. So hopefully this will play in a second. Or have I just paused it? I don't know.
I think it started.
Has it started? OK, cool. So with the new custom CI/CD, let me just double check it's actually started.
Go back and we'll start it again.
Yeah, OK, cool.
There we go.
There we go, cool. So with the new custom CI/CD integration feature, you will be able to seamlessly integrate any of your workflows into your Umbraco Cloud projects. You'll also be able to bring your own source code repositories, so you can continue working with the tools and workflows that you're currently used to. This means you can use things like Azure DevOps pipelines, GitHub Actions, and Bitbucket pipelines in anything you like. So I'm just going to quickly demonstrate what this might look like within an Azure DevOps pipeline. So here you can see we've got a couple of stages, the first stage being the build stage. In this, you might typically do things like build your source code, build your assets, test all your packages, and the last step being package all your source code up into a zip file. And also using the new Umbraco Cloud API, we can also do things like create deployments to your Umbraco Cloud project. So here you can see I've got a deploy to dev stage, whereby we're making a request to create deployment, uploading the package, and monitoring that deployment. So for this particular deployment, we're requesting the Umbraco Cloud API every 15 seconds or so, and monitoring the status of this. So if things go wrong, which they do every now and again, you will get friendly error messages, you'll get links to log files, and you can also use this particular endpoint to make hotfix deployments to particular environments. One of the other endpoints that we're introducing as well is the ability to promote environments to different environments. So here we have an additional stage in our pipeline which allows you to promote dev to staging, or you could do dev to live or staging to live, whichever one you like. So with these new endpoints, Umbraco Cloud will continue to work in the awesome way that it always has done. But now you've got the additional functionality and awesome capabilities to kind of customize your workflow and do whatever you like. That's all from me. Thanks very much.
Good job. Very exciting. Yeah, so as Dan said, you get to own the source repository. You can build your assets, do the tests however you want to do it, use your existing pipelines. And this feature is going to be ready in Q3. And we are actually opening up for a private beta very soon. So if you want to be part of that, if you want to help us get it over the finish line, go talk to Dan when you see him. Go talk to Kek, who runs the cloud teams, and who has a session just later today where he talks more about all of these things and dives into more detail. So go see that talk. I think Umbraco Cloud is on a really good place. I think we've seen a massive transition. We're in a really good place. We're seeing the uptake rise. We've done a lot in the last year, and we have lots more planned for you. So I am really happy about that. And with that, I'll go on to DXP. Here again, I want to show you our team that works on this. This is a slightly smaller team. It's a new team we started just about a year and a half ago. But give them a hand when you see them. Yes, awesome. So DXP is one of the things that we've started talking about in the last few years, and it's, I know for some of you it's a drinking game and you take a shot. For others it's something you don't really understand. For others you think it's just a marketing thing. All of that is just fine. I mean, don't take the drinking game too far. This is not something that we invented, but I thought I would just, take a few minutes to give you kind of my perspective on how we see this, or how I see this, how we make decisions in this space. I think the story starts, at least for me. I talked to my old colleague Anders a little while ago, and he told me that back when Umbraco started, it wasn't even called a CMS. It was called an Internet Administration System, because at the time the business or the industry hadn't really agreed on what's the term for this. Of course, the term CMS then matured, and everybody started calling similar products CMSs, and so did we. And maybe DXP is the next evolution of that. I don't know. But the point is, this is an evolution that we're following, and this is a place that we have a role to fit. So DXP is, of course, short for Digital Experience Platform. So it's a platform that you use to build digital experiences with. That's the broadest, definition I could come up with. Last year we started talking about a composable DXP, and the idea of the composable DXP is that we have standalone services that are not connected by default, that you then somehow connect, that you bridge together to build your digital experience. Umbraco can be a great fit here if you use it headlessly. It's just content as a service probably, or maybe even the platform of the composable DXP can be Umbraco sometimes. That's up to you to design. The other side of the coin is what I call platform DXP. This is where the value is actually added into the same platform. This might be what we called a suite a few years ago, where everything is from the same vendor. But what we've always talked about in Umbraco is best of breed. We want you to have the flexibility to choose whatever commerce engine is best for you, whatever marketing automation engine is best for you, and they should all just work with Umbraco. But what I see when I talk to agencies, when I talk to you, is that most of the sites, most of the projects, most of the digital experiences out there is actually that hybrid in between the two. Sometimes when you have a composable setup, you still want to use Umbraco Forms to have a powerful form builder. Sometimes when you run a platform DXP setup, you probably still use Google Analytics or a CDN or something else that's really a standalone thing on the other side. So in most of the cases, we're in the hybrid scenario. This is just words, this is not really important, but the point is, I think Umbraco is a great fit whether you choose one, the other, or the third option here. That fits really well. I really liked Phil's quote where he said that to unlock the potential of your digital experience, you should really be embracing Umbraco as the content authoring experience. We've always talked about people and technology. And this is the people side of technology. And I see sometimes some of our competitors in this space, they forget the people. They only focus on technology. And I want us to be the product where the people is in the center. We want to make sure that the content editing experience is superb, whether you choose the composable approach or the platform approach. All of them are fine, and all of them should be focused around people, because at the end of the day, people is what it comes down to. So of course, to speed things up, when you're building digital experiences, you need to find integrations and packages and stuff to enrich, to add value to your project. So we've launched, just over half a year ago, we launched the new Umbraco Marketplace. If you haven't seen it, it's at marketplace.umbraco.com. It's a great place to get inspired, to see what other people are building and using. You can follow along with new packages being added and packages that are very popular and used by lots of people. This is really a great place to find out how to add value to your next project. And I'm really happy to see that, as I said, we only launched this 6 months ago. We already have more than 240 packages or integrations in there, and that actually brings us ahead of all of our traditional competitors. So we're really happy about that, of course. And I mean, all that credit goes back to you. You build all the packages in here, so give yourself a big round of applause. I want to just mention a few packages that are on the marketplace as an inspiration here. Starting with Content Creator. This is a package that is already available that takes ChatGPT and puts it in the hands of your editors. So if you want your editors to be able to easily use ChatGPT service to create content or something like that, this is a free package that you use, that you download or that you install, and it gives you that power. Also, Accessibility Reporter. We saw with the accessibility team, accessibility is really crucial for us, and it's really central to what we do. And I know it is to a lot of you and to your customers. So this is a package built by someone in the community that lets you see changes or effects of your changes to the website in terms of what it does to accessibility. Really cool package. Next one is Quick Blocks. This is a relatively new package that Paul Seal made, and it is just showing how easy it can be to work with Umbraco. So this allows front-end developers, people that work mostly on the client side, to just add some data attributes to the website, upload it into Umbraco, and then the package will automatically create templates and grid layouts and all of that based on it. Super cool package, super great way to get started really quickly with building a new website. And last but not least, Contentment. It's an all-time favorite of many people I know. One of my favorite features is, of course, the data lists that's in here. So for that scenario, when you want to pick something, maybe in a composable architecture where you want to pick products from a different source, or pick anything from a different source, the data list makes this very easy for you, so you don't have to write any code, but you can just configure it to make pickers from other sites. Really, really cool package. These packages and more are, of course, part of the award show tonight. Don't miss out on the package award. It's a very prestigious award. And of course, be ready there tonight. That brings me on to one of the packages that are not at the award show because it's from ourselves. And we want to start with Umbraco Forms. This is, of course, the powerful form builder that's made by us at Umbraco. And it is a fantastic product. I was talking to some of you last night, and they were just telling me how much better than our competitors they are, and how it's a lot cheaper as well. So this is a really, really great product. One of the things we've been working on for Forms is adding headless capabilities. So it works just like you would expect. You build the form like you normally do. Then instead of showing it on the website, you can request data on it from your platform of choice. You get the form's definitions out, and you just post back a response or a submission like you normally would, and it shows up in Umbraco just like regular forms. So this gives you all the power of Umbraco Forms and puts it into whatever device you want to. So you could even build native app forms or anything like that based on the things that happen inside of Umbraco Forms. Super, super cool. The other thing we're working on right now, so this is out already for Umbraco Forms, and right now we're working on previews for Umbraco Forms. So you'll be able to preview a form just like you do regular content inside of Umbraco. This is going to make it a lot easier to try out what you're working on and to get instant feedback. So Forms, it lets you build complex forms. You can try them out from the back office very soon. You can use them anywhere with Headless. And of course, we make sure that all your submissions are compliant, that you're in control of who gets to see the data that's actually submitted. Forms is licensed at 240 euros as a one-time license, and of course, it's free in Umbraco Cloud. That leads me to another product we've launched since last year, namely Umbraco Workflow. So one of the things that we hear or heard a lot before this was, why is there no official way to do approvals or content workflows inside of Umbraco? Especially when you build larger sites that has many editors, it's a core functionality that you want to be able to control who has publish access and who can request publish and who needs to approve before stuff goes live. And you need an audit log where you can see all of that and who approved what changes and stuff. So this is essentially what Workflow gives you. When you edit regular content, instead of the save button that I see you don't really see, there's a send to publish button instead, or request publish button, and then when you log in, you have a new dashboard that shows you what changes are looking for you, are waiting for your approval. Yeah, and you can approve it, and it's automatically published. So Workflow, it's content approval workflows. It is content review as well, so if you have content that needs periodic review, you can put that in. And everything is, of course, like you would expect from Umbraco. It's highly customizable. You can add steps and remove steps and do custom logic and all of that stuff in Umbraco Workflow. Workflow is a 199 euro subscription, and it's available today. To learn more about that, of course, I can't cover everything in 2 minutes. Nathan has a talk that's all about Umbraco Workflow. I think it's on Friday morning, so stop the drinking game a little early on Thursday and be ready Friday morning for a great talk by Nathan to learn all about Umbraco Workflow. And that leads me to another product that we have recently added to our portfolio. I think some of you may have heard about the acquisition we did just a few months ago, and I'm proud to announce today that we have Umbraco Commerce. Thank you. We use the tagline, sell how you want to sell, and this is just what you would expect from a commerce product from Umbraco. It makes commerce easy to get started. You can grow along with the success of your business. You can add complexity as you need to. Has a lot of stuff built in, and everything's, of course, super customizable. To show you a little bit about this, please welcome to the stage my new colleague, Matt Brailsford. Yeah, there you go.
Good morning, good morning. Okay, so let's fire up Umbraco, and we will just step into the shoes of an actual store owner. So what we get is a new section at the top, Commerce. Navigate there, we get a nice new dashboard. This shows you how we're doing today. There's a few actions that we need to take care of as well, so prompting to keep on top of that. So we can click through, we see we've got an order that we need to capture, so we can click through there, check all the details are correct, which they are, capture that payment, and that's our order processed and done. So we can see our to-do list is now empty. We can remove the filter and see all the orders that we've got, so nicely color coordinated. I also know this order needs to move to a next status, so we can select that, update, and that's moved on to another order status as well. So next thing we want to be able to do is we're going to look at some analytics. So we've seen how the store's doing today, but let's see how things are doing this week. and it looks pretty good. We'll compare this to last week, though, and see how it compares to our previous week. And we can see we're on a little downward trend, so maybe we need to ramp up the marketing a little bit more and try and get a bit more business through. So to aid with that, we'll set up a discount code and we'll promote that on social media and try and get a bit more business to come through there. So we can set up a code-based discount. We won't add any rules. We'll just say anybody with a discount can apply this. We'll set up a reward to reduce the subtotal by 20%. We'll save this, set it to active, and that's ready to go for us to go and promote on social media and try and drum up a little bit more business. So the final thing that we'll display today is just adding a new product. So our store owner may have a new product that they want to add on there. And the key thing here is that products in Umbraco Commerce are just Umbraco content nodes. So we go to the content section, we set up a new document. There's just a few key fields that we need to know, so SKU and price, but everything else is fully standard Umbraco. So document types, property editors, everything that's available for content is available to put on your product pages as well. So really rich content-based pages that you can produce. So we've set up a new product. We'll just take a look on the site just to make sure that everything's looking good. So this is our new product on the bottom, so we can click through, check that our page is looking good, which it is. And whilst we're here, we might as well go through the checkout process just to check that all of that's working for us as well. So we go through, fill in our details, and this here is actually another add-on package that we've got from Umbraco Commerce, so it's a drop-in checkout solution. So all this process here, you can drop in this package and you've got it ready to go, and that's your checkout solution in one install. So there we go, we've finished our order process, and that's our day in the life of a store owner. Thank you very much.
Very, very cool product. So Umbraco Commerce is multi-store, it's multi-currency, it's multi-country, it's multi-everything. It comes with a flexible discount engine, as Matt showed a little bit. There's lots of payment providers already available. There's a library that we'll continue to expand on, and that's open source, and you can take and copy and expand on it yourself. And there's lots of great APIs and extension points, and the documentation is amazing. Umbraco Commerce is a €199 subscription, and it will be available in just a few weeks on July 5th. But if you want to go start play with it today, we have a release candidate already out, so you can start building on it. It's available where you find regular release candidates from Umbraco. So one of the things, of course, that we wanted to add to Umbraco Commerce really quickly is headless. I'm here today to announce that during Q3, we will add headless capabilities in a non-breaking way to Umbraco Commerce, so you can start building today and take advantage of that in just a few months when it's out. Of course, there's a full talk about Umbraco Commerce. Go see Matt's talk, I think it's tomorrow. There's all the details where he actually shows how to build the website that you just saw, how to set it all up. It's a great talk. Please go and see it, it's amazing. With that, people have, of course, been asking me, are we building a suite? What's going on here? And I want to just put a line over that and say, no, we don't intend to make an exclusive suite. We think that competition makes everybody better. We think the market for Umbraco is big enough that there can be multiple products in all the categories, and we want to have the best category win. We think that competition just makes all the products better. It's clear everywhere that that's the fact. We welcome competition. We give no special treatment to our own packages. Like in the marketplace, you'll see your packages just as you see ours. And we want to foster the ecosystem, so we'll continue to see the ecosystem grow, even though we are going into some of the categories ourselves. Sometimes when you have that platform set up, sometimes in the composable setup, you need some kind of integrations. We've been adding integrations ourselves to the marketplace, so it's easy to get started if you want to work with an external commerce engine or some kind of ERP or CRM or anything like that. There's a lot of integrations already on the marketplace, but maybe you need something that's not already there. Of course, you can ask us to build it, but that doesn't really scale very well. So instead, Andy and Bolette and the team have been working on a package that makes it a lot easier for you to build custom integrations and then put them on the marketplace to the benefit of everybody. So to learn more about all of that and all the integrations that are built, you should go see Bolette and Andy's talk tomorrow, I think. And that's an update on what's going on in the DXP land. So I think we are in a really good space with the DXP. We've launched some new products ourselves. We do see the market demand for this grow, and we're really happy about this. We still need your input. What do you think we should do? What's the integration that you feel is missing, that you can't build for some reason? Come talk to us, come talk to me, talk to Andy or Bolette, or the rest of the team that you just saw. So before we go on to talk about the CMS, I want to talk about a topic that's close to my heart, and that's sustainability. It's one of those topics that a few years ago, I think everybody thought that was nice and fine, but at least for me, it's come a lot closer to me. We really need to take care of our planet together. Last year, Kim announced here at Codegarden that we're on a journey towards carbon neutrality for Umbraco. We've just launched a new impact report that shows how we're doing on this, how many tons of CO2 we've emitted through 2022, and we'll be doing these reports every year. And for all the emissions that we can't get rid of, we've started compensating or offsetting for those, and you can see all of the details in here. We've offset everything we emitted in 2022, and we'll continue to do that going forward, of course. And just a few months ago, we started employee offsetting as well. So for all of our employees, we take the average emission for a citizen of the country that they're in, and we then offset everybody's emissions as well. So this is, of course, really, really important. It makes a huge difference. But what really makes a difference is that we all build better websites. That's why we started the new sustainability team. I'll come back to that in just a second. But what we found is that modern Umbraco is at least 50% more efficient than old Umbraco. So the best thing you can do for the planet is, of course, to move from an older version of Umbraco to a new one. Now, in all fairness, we do see that you can run the same site on smaller resources or serve even more customers on the same resources that you already had. So upgrading your Umbraco really makes a big difference. And we'll continue to see the efficiency between major versions of Umbraco be better and better. Yeah, then as I said, what we can do from our side is to help you build better websites. Of course, Umbraco is a great tool underneath, but at the end of the day, most of the stuff that happens is really your code and whatever is around the setup. So we want to help you with defining best practices for how to build carbon-efficient websites. And that's really what we're bringing in the new Sustainable Websites community team for. So they'll be working on defining best practices, looking at our products to see do we have the right defaults, or is there values that should be switched around to make sure that you're green by default. So this is the direction that we want to go. And of course, we want to make that even easier for those of you who are in cloud. So in a little bit, or in a few months probably, we'll be launching a new dashboard in the cloud portal where you can follow along with your carbon emissions on an environment level and see the trends, whether your website is better than a month ago or worse off or the same, and how you're doing compared to other websites in the same. So I think awareness is a good first step to accelerate this really, really important action for all of us. And that then leaves me to the CMS. And I see that you're already starting to stand up, because of course we'll meet the team here as well. Yes, what a fantastic team. Umbraco continues to grow, not only in our cloud, but everywhere. The open source product is very successful, and we see that more than 20 new professional projects are added to the product every day. So we're really happy about that number, and we see also that more than 80% of new sites on Umbraco, or on sites on a modern Umbraco, is already on either the newest version of Umbraco or the latest long-term supported version. So we're really happy to see that it seems you're adopting the new release cadence that we introduced last year, and it's really good to see these numbers. They really make me happy. Talking about a feature that we've built since last year that we're actually seeing pretty good adoption of is the new grid. We launched this feature that allows you as the developer to control exactly how powerful your content editor should be when they design your website or when they build the content for your website. This is a really good feature, and we actually see that more than 50% of new sites already today use this new feature. So this is an incredible adoption, and we're really happy to see that, and of course we'll do more about that. So, to learn all about the block grid, there's a specific talk about that on Friday. Ken's talk, I've seen it already, and it's really amazing. You should definitely go check that out. The next thing for Umbraco is, of course, Umbraco 12. There's two main features for Umbraco 12 that I want to dive into today, and I want to start with entity framework support. This is a feature we've been talking about and wanting for a while. We want you to be able to use entity framework as you like, and use that with all the services and stuff that lives inside of Umbraco. So now you can put your stuff, your entity framework stuff, and all the Umbraco stuff within the same transaction and have it automatically rolled back if something goes wrong, or you can even use EF Core for migrations if you'd like to. So lots of cool stuff for entity framework. Really happy about this. But of course, the main feature for Umbraco 12 is a headless content delivery API. We're bringing headless to the core with this new feature. I'm really excited about it. It gives you all the content that's in your Umbraco install. It makes it available how you want, if you want to, write available from an API. But of course, to tell you a little bit more about this, welcome to the stage, my colleague, Ilitsa Marinovska. There you go.
Thank you so much, and good morning, everyone. I'm really excited about the new Content Delivery API, so let's jump right into this demo. To begin, we'll navigate to the back office. Here we are in the Umbraco CMS, so take a look at the domain we have set up for this demo. It is a simple size structure with a few blog posts, and now I'll show you what we've got. All right, let's start by opening the Codegarden blog post. As you can see, we have a very clean setup here with a headline, an image, and the actual blog content. This structure provides us with all the necessary data for a great blog post after this event. Next, we'll transition to Swagger. Keep in mind that Swagger is only enabled in development mode, and it works for us here because we are in our development environment. Now, let me give you a quick overview of this Swagger document for the Delivery API. Here we have the currently supported endpoints. Firstly, you have the option to query multiple items. The next endpoint allows you to get a single item by its path, which is also what we are going to try out. And finally, we can also retrieve a single item using its ID. Let's give it a shot by passing Codegarden as the path parameter and see what we receive in response. Wonderful. Take a look at this JSON output. It contains, you can see the name of the content item, its location, the blog post ID, and even the item's content type. However, the part that we are really interested in is the properties collection. It contains all the essential information from the content node we saw through the back office. We have the headline right here, how the image data is modeled, and of course, the content itself. Later today, I'll dive deeper into this exciting topic during my talk, so make sure to join me for all the amazing things that you can do with the new Delivery API. Thank you.
Very cool. I look forward to seeing Elitsa's talk again. It's later today. Of course, you should go see it as well. It'll teach you all about this, how you can customize it and what you can do and all the great stuff. So Umbraco 12, it's entity framework. It is headless. It's available June 29th, so about 2 weeks from now, according to our release cadence. And there's a release candidate out already, so go play it out. Go play with it, try it out. It's really cool. So to give you more details on everything I've said about the CMS, Bjarke has a full talk. I think it's actually the first one after this one, where he'll dive into lots of more details with all of these things. But let me just spoil a few of his things by telling you what's going to happen for the CMS. So again, I put the roadmap up. It's not necessarily this timeline, but lots of cool stuff happening. Starting with lazy loaded content. We want to put you in control of the caching mechanism in Umbraco, so you don't necessarily have to load everything up front. So for those of you who are running really big websites with lots of content, this is a game changer. It will make startup time and memory pressure a lot better. Really happy about this. Then we want to bring you the new modern login screen. As we continue to work on the new back office that I'll touch on in just a minute, we want to make sure that the last public-facing stuff using our old JavaScript legacy framework is out of the way. So we're introducing the new login screen from the new back office already before the new back office is done. So this will come to Umbraco 13, which will be the next long-term supported version, so that from that on there's no more public-facing legacy JavaScript frameworks. And the big thing, the major thing for us is, of course, further expanding on the block. We saw that you like the block. As I said, more than 50% of new sites already use the block. We're really happy about that. And we want to expand on that. We want to do that with bringing you variations in the block. So if you have a block grid or a block list, you can vary on an individual item instead of having to vary on all of them. We want to bring you reusable blocks, or like global blocks, where you can have a library of blocks that are used in multiple places. And we even want to put the block inside of the rich text editor, so we can finally get rid of macros and get those out of the core. So all of these have RFCs, at least in the making. Some of them are published already, and that is exactly where you go to see the details of what we're planning and make your voice heard. Make sure that we don't overlook something that's really important to you. We want to make sure that we cater for all the use cases of old stuff before we deprecate it, and we're really happy to see the block continue to grow. And that leaves me to the new back office. We've talked about this for a while, and for those of you who might not remember, I'll just go through the overall strategy in 3 steps, which is, first we build a UI library, then we define what the API should be, so we don't end up having ties between the actual API and the implementation, and then we start working on it. And I'm happy to say that the UI library is out, the extension API is defined, and now we're in the implementation phase. This is a huge project. There's a lot of front-end engineers working on this every day, and we're seeing lots of great progression. There's a lot of new cool technologies for all of us to learn. I know some of us are really excited about new technologies. Some are a little bit more hesitant, and that's all fine. I want to point to a few talks that gives you a little bit of more context to this. Starting with our own Julia, who gives you a crash course in web components and how they work inside of Umbraco, using the UI library, maybe even using it in the current back office. It's a really great talk. For those of you who have seen an earlier version, you can still go. There's new stuff added, and it's a little bit more advanced this time. I think that talk is tomorrow. And I also want to point to Westbrook's talk. Westbrook is with us as one of our invited speakers. He's from Adobe. They've been working on a similar strategy to ours with using web components and a UI library across all of their products to give that scalability. So Westbrook's talk is I'm really excited about it, so make sure that you go see that as well. It's a great place to learn all about web components and all about the experiences they've gotten. And maybe there's even a little bit of Adobe magic in the back office, but I'm not going to spoil more of that talk. And that really leaves me to give you a short demo of where we are with the new back office. And to do that, please welcome to the stage my colleague and team lead, Jakob Overgaard. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. So let's try and build something for the new back office. For instance, we could try and build a dashboard. Let's get this started. All right, so I'm on a pre-built version of Umbraco 14, which is our current target for the new back office. And here's an editor with my setup of lit and TypeScript. We need to put in an Umbraco package file to make sure Umbraco can pick up our compiled JavaScript assets. And well, I'm here pointing to a schema property that now ships with Umbraco that will give me IntelliSense for this file. So as you can see, we can choose from a lot of different things, including a dashboard. Cheated a bit from home and pasted in a finished configuration. Yeah, let's try and build it. The JavaScript file just got outputted, and we can try and restart the Umbraco website. We need to restart the website to get Umbraco to pick up the file, but other than that, we can just compile it. But we should see the browser launching. And let's open Umbraco. And there's a new dashboard. This is Veed's default element, just a counter button. But let's try and go back. So I've here installed an npm package called Umbraco CMS/backoffice. This will give me IntelliSense to build more stuff from our extension API. And I've made sure to mark it as external so we don't accidentally bundle it up. This is the element file from Veed. I've enhanced it a little bit with a few extra buttons. And at the top here, we have some import statements to get some stuff from the Umbraco extension API. One of them is a symbol called UMB element mixin, which will allow me to consume some services from Umbraco. And I'm consuming the notification service as well as a modal service, or context as we call it now. So we're going to use those a little further down below to show notifications and modals to the user. I've also added an extra button to pick a user and a field to show a picked value, which is just a string, really. On the action of the first button, we're now showing a notification. When we click that, that's the counter button. And on the action of the second button, we're opening a user picker through the modal service, waiting for the user to pick a user and then show the picked value. So let's try and build it and see how that works. I just need to rebuild from TypeScript to JavaScript. I don't have to restart the application, and we can now see there's a new button. Clicking the first button shows notifications to the user, and clicking the second button should now open a user picker. And sure, let's pick myself and submit, and we should see the ID of my user in the database. So this was a really brief demo of how to build a dashboard in the new back office of Umbraco. Thank you so much.
Amazing. This is really cool. Jakob and the team has been working really hard on this for a long time, just to get to a place where we can show something that looks similar to what we already know. And we'll continue to work on this. Jakob has a full talk on this, I think today, just after lunch. It's really cool. I've seen that talk as well, and there's lots of great learnings in here, and there's lots of more diving into seeing how things actually work right now. The new back office is the same intuitive UI that you know today, more or less. We might change small stuff here and there, but the point is not to change the UI. It's built with platform technologies that will never be end of life or go out of date. It is great modern APIs that are built. We built it with TypeScript, but you don't have to. But that means you get great IDE support for whatever tool you want to use whenever you use the new back office, whenever you build for the new back office. This is really cool. We are targeting Umbraco 14, which is May 2024. So in about a year from now, we hope that the new back office is already out and we can really play with it at the next Codegarden. But of course, we want you, those of you especially that work on packages, or those of you who are just really curious, to start. And that's why we're releasing a package developer preview today on our regular MyGet feed. So go find that. There'll be a blog post, I think, later today with all the details on where to find it and how to install it and how to work on it and stuff. Really, really cool. So this about concludes my product talk. I'm sorry if I went too much over time, but now that you're all here, I think it was worth talking about our stuff. Umbraco is really amazing. The product is fantastic. The community, the company, all the people, it's all about people. I'm so excited to be here at Codegarden again with you, and let me just reiterate, come and talk to me, come and talk to my team. We really want to hear from you. We want your input on where to take the product from here. It's been a little less than 3 years since I joined, and in just a few months, we expect that my team will be about 3 times the size of when I joined. So there's a lot of growth and development. We're really investing heavily in the product because that is what makes us unique, that along with you. So all of this is only possible because of you, because you use our products, because you sometimes pay for cloud or pay for services with us. Thank you very much for that. We really, really appreciate your business, and we really, really appreciate all of your contributions, whether they're code or whether they're doing talks or doing anything anywhere. And with that, I think I'll hand it back to Emma and Kim to announce some new MVPs.
Thank you.
Right on time.
Of course.
Thank you, Philip. Thank you ever so much. Best part of my day, we get to announce the brand new Umbraco 2023 Most Valuable People. So, could we get a round of applause for Aaron Sadler? And please come to the stage to collect your award.
Come to the stage.
We have Adam Werner, who I believe is joining us virtually. Alice, you are here.
Please start coming to the stage.
Congratulations. Next.
We have...
Amazing.
Oh, it's not... If I press twice, we will lose someone. Andy!
Beautiful. Congratulations.
Hey.
Big hugs.
Yeah.
And I'm taking one as well. Blake!
Hi. Super. Thank you. Next one.
Yeah.
Could we get a cat?
Yeah.
Dennis! Do we have a Hugh? We know that John can't join us, so a high five from here. Who's this? It's Carla. Laura. Marcus.
Thank you.
Good job.
Let's have a Matt.
Thank you.
Nikolai.
Super. Thank you.
Mr. Paul Marden. Rick Butterfield. And don't stop clapping, don't stop whooping. Tom Morris. And finally, we want to welcome back to the program a Dan, a Steve, a Jerome, and a Robert. So please come up for a round of applause. Yes! So many of these. Okay, I'm gonna make it to the end.
Congratulations.
Okay, so a massive congratulations to all of our most valuable people for this year. We want to invite all of the MVPs of all time to the stage once the coffee break has been announced. You must be part. But just a huge thank you for everything that you do, and one big round of applause. It doesn't work. This doesn't work. Okay, so we'd like for everybody to go and get a coffee, have a rest. Oh, wait, sorry. We're going to welcome back Carla. If you're an MVP, before you get a coffee, I'm sorry, we need to take your photo. So we're going to invite you back. Over to Carla.
Okay. Is this thing on? Yeah, all right, cool. Okay, so one last thing before we break. How many first-timers do we have here? Stand up. Okay. I think, we also need to take your photo. So instead of going to break, you need to come up to the stage. But before we do that, stay standing for a little bit. How many people are here for their second year? Stay standing. If you're a first timer, I guess you have to sit down. Okay, so it's 2 years. Okay? 3, 4. I don't even know how high this is going to go. 5, 6. Holy smokes, you guys. 7, 8. How many years has Codegarden gone?
Keep going.
10. Okay, 8. 9. Okay, it's getting slim, you guys. How about you? Raise your hand, maybe? I don't know. Okay, 10. All 10 years.
Woo!
Woo!